to a Big Trouble in Little Podcast special presentation. This is Big Zam in Little Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Sandy.
No, I'm Zach.
And this is we've discussed Gundam many times on Big Trouble, and eventually it was getting to the point where we've discussed it so many times it might as well just be its own thing. We've talked about Hathaway's Flash, Char's Counterattack, Endless Waltz. What else? Is that it?
So far, it's it.
Okay, and then of course all the time we're talking about all the other Gundam series and everything else we're watching and playing the card game and building the models and everything else. But this is our special presentation of Iron-Blooded Orphans. This isn't a movie. This is a whole ass show. 2 seasons.
That's right.
And it's celebrating its 10th anniversary this year, in fact.
Started in October 4th, 2015.
Did you watch it when it came out?
I think I caught a few episodes on Adult Swim when they brought it back. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And then I think I watched Attack on Titan around the same time. And I was like, oh, I guess anime's coming back. I guess it's getting good again. And then I just dropped off of watching all of it somehow.
Yeah. No, it was in between seasons 1 and 2 when I got Crunchyroll for the very first time. So they were pushing Iron-Blooded Orphans. That was one of the draws for Crunchyroll back then, is you could watch IBO. So I watched it and was like, oh, I like this a lot. I can't wait for season 2 to come out. I'll watch that immediately. And then it took me 10 years to finally watch the rest of it.
Well, I came back a few years ago to it and watched all of it. That was probably, when was that? I think actually ended up catching it in like 2016 or something, or 17 before the second season dropped. Because they went on like a kind of a break, like a lengthy break for a TV show before coming back to it. And then like, I never watched the second season, so I just watched it all recently to finally like do it.
The second season is very divisive, it turns out. There's a lot of fans that do not like it. There's some fans that do like it. But I guess we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. We're trying to put the cart before the horse here.
Yeah.
We're going to spoil it. Obviously, for the uninitiated, if you've never seen Iron-Blooded Orphans and you're watching this, thanks, for watching or listening or whatever you're doing. But if you've never seen it, we're going to spoil it. It's worth watching. I like it a lot. It's this is, I think, the most recommendable Gundam series I can think of. And what I mean by that is you don't need to know anything going into it, except giant robots exist. That's it.
I think it's the easiest to digest too, like in terms of that, because there's several AUs, in Gundam now where you don't need to know anything about any of it to start it.
Yeah, but a lot of them aren't. Like, just the story in Iron-Blooded Orphans is just good.
Exactly. Yeah, it's better. It's one of the better ones. Now, we can talk about how much better or where it really lands, I guess, when we're done. But
yeah, no, that's. I mean, I wouldn't say it is my number one favorite Gundam, but it's the Gundam that I can most easily recommend to people. Whenever people don't know if they're going to like Gundam, for me, it's always get them to watch Iron-Blooded Orphans, or if I think that they lack the patience for it, it's going to be 8th MS Team. It's 12 episodes, and 8th MS Team is like one of my favorite series ever. But 8th MS Team is one of those shows, like so many other Gundams, that if you know about the other series, it helps a lot. Like, you can't just pick up and watch Zeta or Stardust Memory or G-Quux and appreciate it without having seen the original series and Zeta and Double Zeta and Char's Counterattack. And, eventually you're getting to this point where you've got to watch hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of stuff to appreciate it, to be a real fan. And like, you don't want to gatekeep Gundam from people. Like, I want people to get into Gundam, but they're not making it easy. Well, no, I take that back. They are making it easy now, because you got stuff like Iron-Blooded Orphans and Witch for Mercury. But then they turn around and make something like G-Quux. So I don't know what they're doing.
They're catering to like the different fans, like the dedicated fans, the longtime fans. They give them a treat, and then they make something for everybody else, which is that's fine.
Long-term fans still have their unicorn. They still have Don Kururu's Island, which we also watched. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, we we did that too. Yeah,
But yeah, that stuff's all complementary to the Universal Century. Iron Blood Orphans is its own thing, and that's kind of why we wanted to talk about it so much. Um, the first season of Iron Blood Orphans, if it wasn't a Gundam show, it would still be a good show, and it could be on its own. It would just there are robots. I mean, there could be tanks. It could be jets. This could be Area 88 Iron Blooded Orphans. Like it wouldn't make too much difference.
yeah,
It's
it could
it's
it stand on its own without the Gundam thing. I
it's
think.
mankind lives in some space colonies, as is normal for Gundam, and also on Mars and some other places, Jupiter, and there was a massive the Calamity War. They just talk about it in the series. You never really know a whole lot about it, but the Calamity War was this huge event that killed a ton of mankind, and it was fought using these horrible machines, mobile armors and Gundams and stuff like that. And a lot of time has passed, and now there's four kind of economic powers on Earth, and they're all kind of policed by this military organization, Gallerhorn.
Mm-hmm.
What is Gallerhorn specific? Like, how would you describe Gallerhorn?
Gallerhorn is like, I think it's like the world. Well, there's different governments, I guess.
Yeah.
There's not really like there is a not really a world government, but it kind of feels like there is. It's weird.
Well, there's four of them. They talk about there's four different governments, but then they all have like a senate kind of thing, and they're supposed to be kept in line by Gallerhorn. But at the beginning of the second season, like the power balance has been thrown off, and there's a war briefly.
Now, I'm not sure about this, and this is something I'll say is probably a weakness of this show's writing, which is like I think Gallerhorn was like originally some kind of private military company that just grew to a point where it became like the military for like everybody.
Yeah, more or less. Like the way they talk about, like Gallerhorn kind of won the Calamity War, and now they have kept the peace for however long it's been, 100 years. I can't remember. They say, but I can't remember how long it's been since the Calamity
It's
War.
been 300 years or so.
300 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So they've just been this all-seeing organization that has made sure that the four economic powers don't go to war. There's not a lot of conflict. They try to police piracy and stuff like that. And over the course of 300 years, Galahorn has become corrupt in some areas, and in some areas it's still like they're all like they're very like religious knight coded. They're like a Templar coded organization, Gallerhorn.
Yeah, sort of. There's like some kind of underlying thing of that. There's a layer of that. And to me, it looks kind of like, oh, that's kind of fallen by the wayside now, but there's still some people that kind of like adhere to that. Like that lieutenant guy in the beginning, I forgot his name, unfortunately, who like goes out to fight them, by himself.
Crank, I think.
Yeah, it's Crank. Yeah, like him, Ein. He very much believes in like the Gallerhorn shit, it seems. Yeah. And I guess Gaileo to an extent.
Yeah, no, Gaileo definitely at the beginning of the series is very like noble, and he believes in Gallerhorn. It's kind of weird we're opening up with Gallerhorn, but we're kind of setting the stage, I guess.
Mm-hmm, yeah, but it's a big part of like they're kind of the bad guys, I think, for the most part, in a way.
Yeah, that's part like something I like and dislike about season 2 is the fragmentation of Gallerhorn, and eventually it's like, oh, the Ariandrod is the bad guy with a question mark, but then there's parts of Gallerhorn that are aligned with Tekkadan, and it does like it's the kind of thing if you picked up if you were watching Toonami or Adult Swim and you just got cable and they were showing Iron Blood Orphans and you started watching in season 2, forget it. No way.
You won't know what's going on.
You will not know it. You'll be like, why do all of these guys have the same mobile suits and ships? Why are they all Gallerhorn? Why do they all wear purple?
What's Tewas? What's turbans? I'm so what?
Yeah, what's going on? So how many wives does this guy have? I don't understand any of this. But yeah, if you watch the series as a whole, they give it to you a little at a time. Gallarhorn is this big military organization, and they're scary and they run everything. Tewaz, like I said, that Gallarhorn is very Templar coded. Tewaz is Yakuza coded. They're basically like in Japan, the Yakuza is, people always think Yakuza equals mafia, but that's just not true. Like the Yakuza are still wrapped up in like legit business and stuff. Like you could be in the Yakuza, but also be a businessman kind of. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm going to sound ignorant saying something like that, but it is a very business oriented kind of criminal front. And that's what Tewaz is. Tewaz is a business, and they have all of these organizations that call each other brother and have sworn blood oaths and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was pointed out to me that the main Tewaz guy, what's his name, McMurdo, or am I confusing him with someone else?
The old guy who runs the whole thing?
Yeah.
McMurdo? Yeah, him.
Okay, but he's dressed like a Yakuza, but he eats cannoli.
Yeah.
Which is just it's a funny, like, you know, Yakuza mafia kind of, they're telling the audience like that's who this guy is.
And it's a guy who like could anime pass for like Marlon Brando's character in Godfather, sure.
Yeah, but he's got a little like Wario mustache for some reason. All right, but yeah, Tewaz is the Yakuza, Gallarhorn is the Templars, but we haven't even talked about Tekkaden. They don't start as Tekkaden. They're Krise something. CGS. Krise Security something. I can't remember what it stands for, but they're basically just like mercenaries. They're just a for-hire military and security organization, and they have mobile workers, which are basically like tanks. They're little tanks. They're very mobile little tank guys. And for some reason, that's just the norm. Like when mobile suits exist, I was always kind of confused about this focus on mobile workers.
Well, I guess it's because in this world, it's like the Gundams are like old relics now. They don't really use those anymore.
The Gundams are relics, but Gallarhorn and other organizations still have mobile suits. They have, or Tewaz has mobile suits for that matter.
I think it's just because they don't really examine it enough, I think, but it's like it's an expensive piece of equipment, probably.
One of my favorite pieces of lore building in the entire show is something that they only talk about one single time, and that's at the end of season 1. They say, "Oh, you can't bring a mobile suit into the city because it'll knock out electronics," and that's when you realize for the first time something they haven't told you: the Ahab reactors, like this universe's magic particle is the Ahab particle, and that's what makes all this space bullshit work. Like all sci-fi has a magic particle. In the regular Gundam, it's Minovsky particle, and in other series, it's other things. But Ahab reactors, when they go into a city, cause like electromagnetic interference, and like the power shuts off, and nothing works. Which is really cool little piece of lore building that explains mobile workers, tanks, work fine in an urban environment. But if you bring a mobile suit in, everyone knows you're there. Everyone knows what's going on. It just doesn't really work as well. So they play with that at the end of season 1, but then they never really touch on it anymore.
Yeah, not really. They don't really do any more fighting in like urban environments that much either until like somewhere in the middle of season 2, a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the whole thing with the mobile worker was it's a common piece of like labor equipment. It's probably a lot cheaper than buying a mobile suit. You just put some guns on the damn thing. It's like, there you go. It's like you bought a bulldozer and put some machine guns on it. There you go.
You got a killdozer. But yeah, the beginning ones are just, like you say, like they're for equipment stuff, and they're vehicles. And then they just strap like two great big guns on them. And then later on, you see purpose-built military use mobile workers. They buy a bunch of them when they get to Canada. They get toward the end of season 1, for instance. Or they
actually like that's what happens. They actually like the mobile workers. I always thought they were cool.
They're neat. I kind of wish there was more of it. Like they play with, there's a battle when they get to Edmonton, and they're like fighting on the bridge, but they just don't do enough with it. They direct all these really great mobile suit fights in this series, and then the best they could come up with for mobile workers was they kind of drive at each other and shoot each other. Oh, okay, cool.
It's like jousting.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. It could have been They should have like in the classic tradition of when they made Star Wars, George Lucas made them watch a bunch of like World War II fighter plane footage, and they're, oh, we're gonna do this, but with X-wings. In that style, they should have watched like tank warfare stuff, and then just brought that into Iron Blood Orphans. That would have been really fun and exciting. But it's a Gundam show; people want to see the Gundams, so
they do.
Anyway, they start at CGS, and basically all the children in it, well, most of the children in the show are basically just slaves.
Yeah.
It bothers me a lot that they're like, oh, they're human debris. And then they describe the way you become human debris is like pirates take your ship and kill your parents and then take you and sell you as labor. But they don't call it slavery. That's slavery. You're just a slave.
It's like, like language changes over time. That's what they call them now.
I guess
that's what slaves are.
I may be misremembering, but I feel like at some point during the show, like Cordelia or someone is like, that's basically slavery. I was like, no, you dumb bitch, that is slavery. What are you talking about?
Look, she grew up in a mansion. She doesn't know.
She doesn't know. I mean, that's her whole character. She's idealistic and ignorant, so I get it. But yeah, they're basically slaves. And then they get attacked by Galrahorn because they are harboring the Maiden of Revolution because she has hired them to take her to Earth. And the adults who run the organization try to run away and they fail. And then they, I mean, I really like this, but the adults try to get away and fail. And then the kids basically win the fight thanks to Mikazuki using the Gundam Barbatos, the poster child for the entire show. And they drag the adults back, poison their food with like sleeping stuff, and then put them all in a locked room. And Orga, the true main character, we kind of got ahead of ourselves here, but Orga has Mikazuki shoot the main guy and then another guy who just like tries to yell at him or whatever and says, you can leave if you want, but we're taking over. And that's what kickstarts the story as a whole. Like this is like episode 3 or 4, but up until that, it's been kind of like you don't really know what's going to happen, and it's really exciting and interesting, I think.
Yeah, it's a cool intro. It's like their intro for the show really is like 3 episodes, pretty much, and that's pretty much about the middle of the 3rd episode, I think, when that happens.
Yeah.
You
learn their place in life, and they're all, they're not true. They have this like horrible surgery to have the Alea Vignana system installed on their spine, which allows them to interface directly with mobile workers and later mobile suits. And they do that to them, but they don't even teach them to read.
Yeah, so it's basically like kids that used to work in like intensive labor shit and they don't know how to read and everything. It's like that came back basically.
Like that to the nth degree, that to the sci-fi degree. But yeah, so we know all the players at that point. Who's the main character in the show?
Well, just because tradition would make you think it's Mikazuki, but it's not. But
it's not.
It's real. It's Orga.
It's Orga. Yes, that is true. Iron Blood Orphans flies in the face of Gundam tradition, and the main big-time Gundam mobile suit pilot is not the main character. And now people act like he is. Like he's the most popular character from this show. People will recognize Mikazuki August before they recognize Orga Itsuka for sure. And, obviously the Gundam Barbatos has a very recognizable design. Like there's a little bit of sameness between like the Arc 78 and the Mark II, the Zeta, Double Zeta, even like Wing and Shining and God Gundam. Like they're all just kind of the same. They've got like a design language that they all share, but the Barbatos is outrageously different. It's the same colors, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's got a pretty different design from everything else up to that point. It looks, I'm not real sure how to describe it exactly.
No, it's like very thin and lean, and like it has a lot of sharp angles to it.
I think you could say it looks more like a piece of machinery. Like they actually said, try to build this, but it's still a Gundam. Like that.
Yeah.
That's like the best they could do, kind
You
of,
can
because it's got a lot of
see,
pistons and
yeah,
things.
that's what I was gonna say. You
Yeah,
can see like pistons and like uh cables and like parts to it.
yeah.
And interestingly, it evolves throughout the show. There's like 6, 7, 8 iterations of the Barbatos, and they're always adding like stuff they got: shoulder armor, new arms. It gets a tail. It gets claws.
Yeah, it becomes a Rex later.
Yeah, they call it the Barbatos Lupus, and then the Barbatos Lupus Rex. All of which sound cool as hell. All the Gundams, by the way, are named after demons, which rules.
Yeah, it's like, I guess there's what, like 100 some demons or something in the.
20, they say it. It's like 23, I think.
I thought there was more than that.
They like at some point someone says there are 23 Gundams left that they are aware of.
Oh, 23 left, but like they said something about whatever the hell book the named demons come from. I forgot what it is. They built them and named that many after whatever demonology text all these names come from. I guess all the other ones were destroyed or something.
Yeah, I mean they all fought in this war, but yeah, we still got the Barbatos, the Camaros, the I don't know Bile,
Gujin.
Yeah.
It was like it was trapped underneath a big fat suit though for some reason.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Like what a nice glow. That's a glow up right there.
That really was, because I forgot that thing had a Gundam in it. I'm like, why the fuck did they do that?
It made it like nigh invulnerable. Like people, they kept shooting it. That's something else that sets Iron Blood Orphans apart. Is in other series, beam rifle, blam, dead. Like Zaku dead, GM dead, just like one shot. In Iron Blood Orphans, with the exception of melee attacks, it takes several hits to take something down, even a graze. Even just a grunt unit, you still kind of like gotta blast it a bunch. Now, there's several times Mikazuki just rolls up on someone with like, the mace the size of like a 5-story hospital and just like puts it through a mobile suit. That's a different story. But as far as guns go, there's not really any beam weaponry at all until season 2. And when they see it, it's like a big deal that there's a beam weapon. They're like, oh my, is it like a laser? Well, I don't even know how to process this.
There's not even beam sabers. The iconic weapon is.
I'm glad there's
completely
not.
gone.
I love.
It's cool.
The Grazes all have like big metal axes, and the Barbatos has a mace, and their swords. It's so cool. I love it.
Man, I thought because in this world you can't use beam weapons, I thought they would at least implement like the heat stuff. Like Xeon had like the heat
like the
hawk
heat hawk
and the heat sword.
Yeah,
they never did that in this though.
No, they didn't. I guess they didn't have to. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess they did. Yeah, that's too much work. Let's just build a big axe.
Like I said, we're gonna just spoil the whole series, so I'm gonna I'm gonna jump away from this. We're gonna talk about the whole story. I feel like if you're listening to this, you've probably watched Iron Blooded Orphans. So I guess from here on out, we're just gonna talk about the show like you've seen it. So this is your last chance. I noticed something watching the show, and I need you to help me figure out if this is true or not. Because if it is true, it's very, very interesting. Orga has Mikazuki shoot a guy in the head, and of course, Mikazuki's like completely autistic or something. I don't know what's wrong with him. But anyway, just doesn't care. Doesn't even have any thought for human emotion, life, whatever. And apparently he's done that before, and that's what bound them as children. We never really get the full context of what happened that day, but that happens throughout the series. He has Mikazuki do things. Mikazuki always he doesn't go to meetings. He doesn't care. He just people are like, well, what do you think? And he's like, oh, I'll just do whatever Orga tells me to do. He says that multiple times throughout the series.
What do you want to do next, Orga?
Exactly. Several episodes end with that line. So Mikazuki kills dozens of people throughout the course of 50 episodes of the show. 52 episodes, however many it is.
Some of them deserved it.
as far as I can tell, and I was racking my brain trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure this is accurate. Orga, the guy who runs Tekadan, the one, all these people die and he gets all these people killed and his comrades die. Orga only kills one person in the entire show. And it's like 30 seconds before he himself dies.
I'm pretty sure that's right. I don't remember him really killing anybody else directly.
Yeah, even in fights, he's in a mobile worker, and he's got that headset on, and he's like directing people as to what to do. And he never even holds a gun. He has to borrow Mikazuki's gun to go to Kreese when he dies. Like he has to
Yeah,
ask Mikazuki, "Hey, can I borrow your gun? I don't even own a gun." Like he's never killed a guy. He doesn't even carry a gun. He leads this whole like mercenary organization, doesn't own a gun. So he takes the gun, he goes, they get attacked. He gets shot by, like 3 goons in a car. Like I really like this. I think the way that Orga dies is absolutely perfect. He dies by unnamed characters who just ambush him and just shoot him in the back. And then he draws a gun and turns and kills one of them. We assume he kills him. They just drag a guy in a car. He might even not die, but he hits him square in the chest. And he says, like, "Oh, it turns out I'm a pretty good shot." And then he bleeds to death. To me, that's one of the most interesting parts of the entire show is Orga kills no one. And then right before he dies, he uses a borrowed gun to kill someone. Like he has just never even had a gun. Honestly, I think it would have been more dramatic if he'd have fired the gun and not hit anything.
He's like, damn, I guess I'm not a good shot after all. He's died. So
Yeah, like he always needed
Bebop
someone around him. It's weird to me that he does end up being a good shot because we never see him like taking target practice or anything.
Some people are just naturals.
But that's interesting to me. People, as far as I can tell, looking at like Reddit and whatever, people tend to dislike the end of the series more than they like it. And you and I discussed this a little bit on Big Trouble. And I said, well, hang on, we'll talk about this on Big Zan. Yeah. I fucking love the end of the show. It's almost perfect. It's really cool.
At first I was kind of bummed out by it a little bit.
I think you're supposed to be.
And then I was like, I had like pretty mixed feelings about it initially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause like on one hand it's cool. Yeah. They had balls to do like you could argue on the face of it, it looks like a bad ending.
Sure.
But in reality, it's like they basically accomplished what they set out to do, really. It's not everybody survived.
Right. They still like, Mars is free. Human debris is illegal.
Yeah.
There's a school for all these kids or whatever. Like everything that they set out to get done gets done, except they were, and this is the thing in the second half of season 2 deals entirely with, they team up with McGillis, who we have not talked about yet. But again, if you've seen the show, then you definitely know who McGillis is. They team up with McGillis because he is going to stage a coup, take over Gallarhorn, and basically like control everything. And he's like, look, you'll just be king of Mars. You Tekkadan can run Mars, and I'm going to run Earth, and that's the way it's going to be. And of course, Orga gets excited. This sounds like a pretty sweet deal. And that's kind of where things start going badly.
Yeah.
McGillis.
Also, all their friends that survived, they all got legit jobs and everything. They got to lead a normal life.
That's right. Like, yeah, they did. They did move on and like have normal lives. Like some of them just straight up don't even stay in military positions. Some of them are just like clerks and stuff.
Yeah.
But Orga makes a deal with McGillis, and it gets worse and worse. And that's their fall from grace. Is Orga gets distracted from all that stuff that they wanted to happen with, I'll make a better home for all of us by, controlling Mars. By we'll be able to do what we want with Mars. We'll make it free. We'll make slavery illegal.
Yeah.
And it ultimately like destroys Tekkadan. It destroys him. It destroys Mikazuki. It destroys Akihiro. It destroys the turbines. It destroys everyone and everything pretty much.
Yeah, for the most part. If you notice, everybody that did die was all the people that probably couldn't really exist in a normal society.
Absolutely. Yeah, I noticed that too. Mikazuki has no place at all in normal society. That's impossible.
He even says that multiple times in the show. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do if I can't be a soldier anymore.
Self-admittedly, there's no way that will work. Akihiro almost no way that would work. Akihiro doesn't even understand romance. Like he's either ignorantly asexual or ignorantly stupid. Like the whole thing where Lofter has her heart broken because she's going to break out from the turbans and like kind of more or less just tells him, "Hey, I'm in love with you," and then he's just like, "Cool, bro, see you later." It's kind of heartbreaking anyway. And then she's killed in like also just that's the one thing that everyone really hates even more is like so many characters in the show are just killed senselessly. It's not like it's not like the Gundam Wing and the Tall Geese fight and there's a big epic fight and someone dies. It's not like Char and Amuro do something. It's just she's killed by goons in the street while shopping. It's so heartbreaking. It's so terrible. And it's the same with so many other characters. They're just like killed just like the only one that even comes close to being important is Biscuit dies.
Biscuit, yeah.
And it's still like it's not even Carta who does it. It's one of her guys, isn't it?
I know she was fighting with Mikazuki and like something ricocheted off of her or whatever and hit
something
his
like
mobile
that.
worker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like an accident, really.
So that's the closest you get to like a big deal. And then they don't even really consider Carta responsible for it. They're just kind of like, then all the kids get to be all, we're doing it for our comrades. We're grim and we're going down a dark path. And that's when Maribet gets all motherly and concerned. And they're like, you need to stop this. We're sick of your shit.
I don't understand. Why are they doing this?
Yep. That's I mean, it's a good enough time as any to talk about it. That's my favorite scene in the entire show. When they're on the train on their way to Edmonton and Carta Issue and the two guys stop the train, and it's reminiscent of episode 3 when I just said his name earlier. What the lieutenant's name?
Oh,
I can't remember. It's gonna come to me.
Yeah.
But he turns up and he's wearing the stupid red cloak and he says, CGC, I challenge you to a duel. Mikazuki comes out and they fight to a standstill, and then he tells Mikazuki, Crank, I need you to kill me because I can't do it myself or something. And Mikazuki basically cuts him off and just like shoots him 3 times.
Okay, pop.
All right, brother, whatever you say, bam, bam, bam. And you think that's going to happen again. Like Akihiro and Lofter start having a conversation about who's going to go out and duel these 3 members of the orbital defense fleet, because it's Carta Issue and like 2 of her like main dudes. And they're not even in their mobile suits. They're standing on the mobile suits. And she does like a weird, I'll give you 30 minutes, blah, blah, blah. And they start talking about it. And like even the show, even the direction and the music is like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And then Mikazuki just like rolls up on all 3 of them, murders one of them in cold blood. Like, just like the guy's standing on top of the mobile suit and just goes, wham! Like, destroys the mobile suit. And you see the guy's body fly off dead, like in the distance. And then Carter's like, how dare you? And then he turns around and like kills the other guy real quick. And then he and Carter kind of have a fight, but really he just like mops the floor with her. Like, just makes her look terrible. And then she gets saved by Gaelio, and she thinks it's McGillis as she dies. That whole sequence of the show is my favorite part of the entire show. I love Mikazuki's reaction to it. I love that she mistakes Gaelio for McGillis. She's one of my favorite characters anyway, for no reason that I can explain. Her character is actually kind of boring, but I don't know. I just really like her. She's interesting.
It's ridiculous. She almost feels like she doesn't fit into this series.
That's what I like. She has the stupid eye makeup, and she's like,
she's like G Gundam character.
Yeah,
like
there
one.
you go. She's kind of like that. She has this weird. She's got that bad bitch like female main character energy that is super popular in anime, and it really just popular in all fiction. This bad bitch energy, but she still has that knightly, prim and proper demeanor.
I challenge you to a duel. We will fight honorably, 3 on 3. I will give you 30 minutes or something.
And what I like about that is any other character, when they're like, I'll fight you in a duel or honor, and I have to carry my family's name. For any other character, that would be not a gag, but it would be something to prop up their character, and then you learn that they're like a scumbag, or they're self-serving, or they're a coward, or what's his name in season 2? I can't remember his name. He's just an idiot. I fucking can't stand him.
Oh, the other guy from the Aaron Rod fleet, he's like a total dumbass. Like literally, everybody hates that character.
Damn it! I thought I had his name on my list. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Carta, though, it's all for real. She really believes this. She really does need to live up to her family's name because she's the heir apparent to the most powerful family in Gallarhorn. Yeah. And they make that very clear. And also, she's a woman. So it doesn't matter how far into the future we are, that there's always kind of that underlying, but she's a woman thing. And that's why she has this bad bitch energy. And it works really well. Her character is so interesting. Every episode she's in, I really like. And that the episode where McGillis talks to her in a hallway, and she's like, "Oh, you're making fun of me," and he's like, "No, I'm serious. I always looked up to you," and blah 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 blah. That part is so heartbreaking because he is lying to her. He is totally just like building her up. He's like, "Look, I need you to go fight Mikazuki and get out of my way because he will probably kill you. I need you to get motivated to go stop Tekkadan from getting to Edmonton and then fail." Like, he just builds her up, and then she goes and gets knocked down, and she thinks that she gets saved by McGillis because they're childhood friends, and she has she carries a torch for him, like she's maybe in love with him. Yeah. And Gaelio just lies to her and says that, "Yes, I'm McGillis, I'm here to save you," and then she dies.
It's pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. And the show is full of character development just like that. It's full of all of the stuff where the writers totally kill their darlings. Look at this interesting character. Okay, we've ruined this character and or killed them.
Yeah. By the way, the guy that we couldn't remember the name of is Eok Kujin.
Eok Kujin. Yeah, what a turd.
He was so fucking terrible. It's like the opposite of Carta. Like, it's like he acts in a similar manner, but he's a complete blithering idiot.
Well, he's kind of half of. I wondered if the writers didn't regret killing off Carta, because not only do we get him, but we get that Julieta character who also has that same, "Well, I'm a woman, but I'm still going to work twice as hard." But with her, it doesn't come off as noble. It just comes off as, I mean, not obnoxious. She's fine, but she's always talking to Gaelio in his whatever, his weird robot mask. She's talking to Gaelio, and she's talking to the leader of the Androd fleet, whose name I can't remember. And she's just kind of being a bitch the whole time, especially to Gaelio. Like, she just straight up hates him toward the end of season 2. And that's kind of interesting. But I swear to God, the only reason her character exists is for Gaelio to have someone to talk to.
Yeah, in some ways, she kind of reminds me of Mikazuki a little bit, too. It's like she's their version of him.
Sure, yeah.
She's just like, she's all about following that commander guy's orders and fucking worships him and shit. And
yeah, there's the second season in particular. I mean, honestly, the whole show plays with this theme, but the second season in particular does play a lot with taking orders, unquestioningly following one's superior. It does that a lot. And honestly, that could be the thesis statement to the whole show, I would say.
Could be, yeah. By the way, that guy's name is Rustle.
Rustle Elion, right?
Yep.
As soon as I heard it, it all came back. I don't know. Who else do you want to talk about? We talked about all these Gallarhorn goons for quite a while. We haven't talked about McGillis a lot. Is he the Shar of this show, right? Because he's got the mask in season 1.
He's even got the mask, and he's got his own little plot. He's like playing people against each other, and he's like, I'm going to get my revenge. I'm going to do this shit. And
well, it's because, I mean, not only is it that, but he's definitely the Shar, because he is operating using the name of a royal family that does not belong to him.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of the inverse of Shar, though, because Shar has a royal name that he abandons. Okay, well, still, he's the Shar. He's the Shar.
He's the Shar-like character.
He was adopted as a kid. and became obsessed with the guy who led Gallarhorn, we discover. We really don't know it until halfway through season 2. Like, he's just kind of an aloof weirdo who has schemes up until that.
Yeah, it's like in season 1, like it shows you later, it's like he's got a mask and he has like some dummy corporation that he like uses as a front to like make dealings with people or something, and he's got his own custom mobile suit to even use that nobody knows about. I liked it when he was doing that stuff. And then I don't know, in season 2, this is some of the stuff I don't like about season 2. I feel like they wrote him dumber than what he was in the first season.
Well, do you just think that because his plans fail, or do you think that because of some of his actions? Can you point to something as an example?
It's some of his actions and stuff, yeah, and it's like some of this. I don't feel like this guy who's like so calculating and shit, and he's able to play people so easily, like what you see in the first season, would make a whole plan that hinges on the fact when I get this mobile suit, this bail thing, everybody's just gonna fucking listen to me. And
that is absolutely ridiculous. I hated that. Like, they get that mobile suit, and it's so cool because it's in the huge chamber and it's like half flooded, and he gets it, and then Gaelio turns up, and you think they're gonna fight. And then Mikazuki turns up, and McGillis just six Mikazuki on him. That is so cool. I like that a lot. He's like, I don't have time for this. Mikazuki, kill this man.
He's like, okay,
you got it. Do it. And then, of course, he gets in bile, and he like makes that big. He broadcasts to everyone. We have assumed control. I'm in charge now, and everyone's like, I don't know if you are.
No, it kind of created like some deadlock for a little bit, but they basically, that Russell guy's just like, no, we're not following your orders. We're just going to kill you.
I mean, even Gaelio gets on the radio to everyone. Is like, this guy's a fraud. He's all this other stuff, because also, I mean, McGillis is an interesting character. Like, gun to my head, do I like McGillis as a character? Yes. He does some dumb stuff in season 2 after he gets bile. For some reason, he thinks that's what it is. It's Excalibur. It's the sword in the lake. It's sword in the stone. It's, he thinks he's been reading this book his whole life again and again about this is going to make you king or whatever. And that's kind of interesting. Not enough is done with it. It just makes him look a little stupid. But also, it's played in a way that I'm supposed to think, oh, this is cute and interesting, and maybe it makes him noble, I guess. But he marries a child.
That's
what is that?
I don't know. There's some kind of borderline uncomfortable situations with, like,
it's not borderline,
children.
It is uncomfortable for sure.
Well, like that one, no, but like these other ones, it's like where these kids are talking about, let's have a baby. It's like, aren't you guys,
yeah, we haven't even got to that yet.
Like,
that's my least favorite part of the entire fucking show. But let's wrap up McGillis and Almaria first.
Yeah, well, he did it like so. In his case, it's totally motivated by like political fucking means and shit.
Right. Yeah. No, you do learn that. But then she calls him on it in season 2 after he's got bile, and he's like, I'm going to take over Gallarhorn. I'm in charge of everything now. And she's like, you just used me in my family's name to do all this stuff. You don't love me at all, you son of a bitch. And then he's like, no, all I really want is for you to be happy. And then she tries to stab him, and he uses his hand and gets stabbed through the palm and all this other stuff. Is that supposed to convince me of his noble intentions? I honestly do not understand if it is or not.
I think he was playing her all the way up to the hilt, pretty much.
It's just, then they do the visual callback when he's fighting Gaelio. Gaelio stabs Bile, the mobile suit, through the hand in the exact same way. And they're calling back to that, and like trying to make it interesting. And I just don't understand if I'm supposed to be like, oh, he is noble. He does want her to be happy. I think he says that because he wants everyone to be happy. He thinks if I take over Gjallarhorn, I'm going to make everything cooler. Like everyone thinks if I was president, I'd fix all this shit. Everyone kind of thinks that a little bit. It's just, he thinks it like to the nth degree. So he thinks, oh, I'll make everything better. But there's still so many uncomfortable moments where he's like just sitting around talking to her. Like he picks her up and puts her on his lap and they talk about how they're married. It is so uncomfortable and I do not care for it.
I think it's supposed to just really entrench that this guy's not a good guy, like more than any other analog to Char, because it's like that's a lot of people's favorite character in Gundam is Char,
which it should.
And then like Zex and Gundam Wing, people really like Zex.
Yeah,
he's got similar vibes and shit. I think they just didn't want that guy to be likable in almost any way. Like this guy's a straight up villain.
Well, I still find him likable in other ways.
Well, as a character,
I guess he can't just be a mustache curling, bad guy.
No,
but like some of his motivations are compelling. Yeah. I get it.
They are, yeah. I just mean like on the face of it, you're not supposed to think of him. You're not really supposed to like him. So
yeah, I guess
trying to eliminate any doubt of that. I think
it is. Honestly, it's just me being weak to what is basically an incredibly what you're saying is it's a very good storytelling device for us to mistrust and find him a creep.
Pretty much. That's how I look at it. Yeah.
They were like, what is the most creepiest thing that we can have him do? Oh, marry a child. I mean, just short of like straight up essaying or being a PDF file. That's pretty much it. Shy of that.
I mean, even people in the show talk about that like negatively.
Yeah, of course they do. They have sense.
So it's like it's not like some little isolated thing. It's just like it's acknowledged in the show. People are talking about him and shit.
It's just they play with your emotions so much because in season 1 you find out he's engaged to her and people are talking behind their backs. I was like, oh man, that's kind of fucked up. And then he like tells her, oh, we don't care about them. It's okay. And you're like, oh, is he being a nice guy or what's going on? Like, I was like, he's going to break it off or something's going to happen or he's going to die. Oh no, they got married. Okay.
It was just so, I think it was literally him just playing that all the way to the hill. And yeah, and to some extent he probably did believe like, oh yeah, I'll make everybody happy when I become God King. And he hurt his own hand because of all that bullshit. It's like that shit came back to bite him, and he couldn't fight as good as he probably should have been able to because of his little hand injury.
True.
But yeah, I don't know. His writing, I think, was stronger in the beginning, the first half of the show, and then like later it just kind of got worse.
Yeah. Season 2 does a lot of that. This was an interesting idea, but then it just kind of rolled over.
Bile, however you fucking pronounce it, sucks. I'm sorry.
Vidar is the coolest Gundam, and it turns out Gundam Vidar was just the Chimaris in disguise. Which, why is the Chimaris so popular? That mobile suit is ugly. I fucking hate it.
It's weird looking. I like it better when it's disguised.
Yeah, exactly. When it looks like the Vidar, when it has dual pistols, thing rules. It's got like a sheath for that cool rapier and stuff, and it's cool. And then he's like, oh, it's been a disguise. It's time to go back to the Chimaris. And I was like, oh, man.
Some of the designs like in the show hit, some of them miss a little bit. Like Barbatos is cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets like visually, it kind of changes a little bit into some things I don't care for as much. But whatever. Overall, it's still cool.
Sure.
The Gujin is cool, but then like later it gets kind of fat again.
Yeah, when it gets full city.
Whatever that means. What does that mean?
I have no idea. The Gujin remake full city. And they always say it like it's cool. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like Ryusei or Ryusei sounds cooler than that. Come on.
Yeah, I'm like Ryusei, and he always paints like little eyeballs on it. I'm like,
yeah, that's cool. I like that.
But, like, I guess it was like code for like this thing has Goro arms now. Now it's got an extra pair of arms, guys.
That's pretty cool.
Watch out. It is cool. That's a cool idea.
When they're fighting those pirates, it uses 4 guns at the same time. I was like, this is cool. This is what I'm in for.
We haven't had something that cool since fucking Paptimus Scirocco had his dick arm. Remember that?
That's true. Yeah, the little tiny one.
He's like, I got you. And he was like, an arm that pops out of his dick.
Bang. That's for another day, though, when we'll discuss that. Speaking of the Gujin, Akihiro, we touched on him earlier because he's an asexual. Maybe he's not, but I think he's one of my favorite characters because he is straight up human debris. Because at the beginning, a lot of them have signed up to be child soldiers because they had nothing better to do. Akihiro and a bunch of the other ones were straight up sold to CGS as human debris. And then there's the big deal that Orga's like, oh, you're all free. You can leave. You can stay. I don't care. And Akihiro, of course, stays because he's a cool character. His character arc throughout the series, it does this weird thing where it's like there's not a lot happening, and then a lot happens, and then there's not a lot happening, and then a lot happens again. Like he finds his brother. And again, we've talked about this outside of the show, and this is a good chance to bring it up again. The writing in Iron-Blooded Orphans does that annoying thing where at the beginning of the episode, they bring up a concept, and by the end of the episode, they've capitalized on it, and they didn't let it marinate at all.
Yeah, it's just
because he's talking to is it Shino or Eugene? I think it's Shino.
I think it was, yeah. He was talking about, he's like, I wish I know where my brother was. And
right.
Like,
we both got sold, and I got distracted. I was like, I'm gonna find him, and then all this like CGS Tekkadan shit happened. But now maybe it's time to look for him again. And then they get attacked later in the episode by a mercenary organization, and guess who's in it?
His brother.
His brother, of course he is. It's so like he should have said that episodes ago, and then later it would like. I mean, I get it. It's a television show. You're supposed to be able to just tune in every once in a while and watch an episode and get in a compelling story. But they should have like put that,
like, saved it for later.
Put that seed in there, and then you could have reminded us at the beginning of this episode. He's
What
like Shino says, "Hey, Akihiro, how's the search for your brother going?" And he could give us an update or something. Oh, I think he may be in this sector. He's with this organization. They're called whatever. And then when they get attacked later, they say, we're the whatever, and we're here to capture you, Tekkadan. Hand over the Isaribi. And we're supposed to be like, oh, I've heard that name. Oh, Akihiro said that earlier in the episode. But they don't do any of that.
No.
Like, I don't know. It's a little lazy, which is a shame. Because when they introduce his brother, it's really cool what they do with the overall story, because his brother is basically brainwashed. And he gets a hold of him, and he's like, bro, whose name I can't remember. I'm sorry. I can't remember what his brother's name was. It doesn't matter. Did I have it in my notes? Masahiro? No.
It was Masahiro.
Was it? Okay, yeah, it's Masahiro. Masahiro, come back with us. Things are better at Tekkadan. He's like, no, this is the only family I ever know. You're not my family. You said you'd find me, and you didn't, you son of a bitch. And then he is killed. His brother gets killed.
Yep.
And Tekkadan wins the day and captures the human debris from these pirates. And again, Orga's like, hey, you're free. You can work for us or not. I don't give a fuck. And Derma, I think is his name, is like Masahiro's buddy, does join Tekkadan, and then it like the payoff doesn't come until season 2. Then they do it properly. The payoff doesn't come till season 2. Derma gets he loses an arm, and Akihiro's like, hey man, you're my brother. I care about you. I know you can't work, but we're going to take care of this. We're going to take care of you. And it's like this huge comes full circle thing. It's like they couldn't wait at the beginning. They're like, oh, wait a minute. We got to back off. We're going to make this last fucking 30 episodes.
Yeah, they do stuff with like all those guys they get from that that pirate organization later. Like the other guy who becomes friends with oh shoot, I forgot his name.
On Earth?
He ended up staying in Canada with them with their Earth branch, and he dies in the fighting there, the endless fighting, and it was sad.
It was sad. I like that whole. I wish they'd have blown that up into more for season 2, because at the beginning of season 2, Tekkadan left a bunch of stuff behind on Earth, and they kind of have an Earth branch basically. And they get wrapped up in this border war because, again, Gallarhorn has been disgraced at the end of season 1 because they they use this horrible monster. They use an Alea Vignana. Well, I mean, it's more than an Alea Vignana. We haven't talked about Ein at all, by the way.
We will after this.
We will after
Yes.
this. But they turn this poor guy basically into a horrible monster, and he and Mikazuki fight in Edmonton, and it gets mud all over Gallarhorn's face, which is what McGillis wanted. And so Tekkadan basically buys that railroad station and kind of turns it into a base. And now that Gallarhorn isn't controlling everyone as easily, a border war breaks out, and Tekkadan is on one side of it. They're basically being manipulated. They don't know it. Like, people are using them in this war. And then Tekkadan Mars branch finally turns up because they haven't been able to talk to each other, and they're like on opposite sides for just an episode. And then Mikazuki turns up, and they're like, that's the Barbatos. Why? We can't fight the Barbatos. And then they kind of have a conversation and realize what's going on. I wish they so much. There would have been like several episodes where there would have been like some kind of a conflict. They're like, look, we've been on Earth for a year or whatever, however long it's been. And these people are our comrades now. We've been fighting in the trenches with them. Where have you been? You're fighting for the wrong thing. We're on the right side of this. You need to see our side of it. And then Orga needs to be, no, you're part of my organization. You take orders from me only. I'm sick of this. You need to lay down your arms. And then there needs to be like a conflict for a few episodes. That would have been really cool, I think.
Yeah, they could have expanded on it a little more. Also, that guy who was like the mercenary leader, that guy was a bastard.
Yeah. They make him pretty terrible. It was kind of a shame that they did away with him at the end of that arc.
I thought he was going to slip away somehow. I felt like he could have, but they murdered him. Izaki Hiro that killed him, actually.
Yeah. All right.
He killed a pretty significant guy.
Well, all right, Ein. We'll jump away from Tekkadan. We got to talk about Gallarhorn a little bit more because we did not discuss Ein. Ein is one of the main characters of season 1, I would say.
Yeah, he's like a kind of a grunt in Gallarhorn, and like he was serving under that Lieutenant Crank guy.
He's a Martian specifically.
Yeah, he's a Martian, so everybody kind of looks down on him.
Right. Everyone like hates Martians. They make fun of them, and his captain Crank, he doesn't. He's just, oh, it's fine. I respect you. Here, I brush your lunch, whatever. And then when Crank dies, he vows to get vengeance on Tekkadan and specifically on Mikazuki because he killed him, and that does not go well for him.
No, he gets into like a couple more fights, and it's like each time he gets injured more.
Yeah.
He needs to like recover again. And like, I think the last time he gets severely injured is like when they go to Earth. It's like they have a fight like up above the atmosphere or something. Right. And then like he gets wrecked there to the point where it's like they put him in a coma and they're like, oh, we can't really do anything for him. He's pretty much he's brain dead.
They're keeping him alive in a machine. And he can still hear conversations because Galileo is in there kind of trying to talk to him. I can't remember. And McGillis comes and is like, we could save him by using the Alea Vignana. He could still fight. He could still get revenge. And Galileo, when Galileo saw that Mikazuki had the Alea Vignana on Mars, he literally threw up. Like, it's disgusting to these hoity-toity Earthlings that someone would alter their body to interface with a machine. It's like it's a taboo now. And in the Calamity War, it was the norm. You had to do it. And now it's terrifying to people that you could do that, let alone to a child. And so they say, hey, you could save Ein, but it's got to be at the Alea Vignana. And Galileo thinks it's a horrible idea. And Ein's like, nah, I want to do it. So they do it, and you get a shot when he's in that like giant graze, whatever it's called, the big.
They call it Graze Ein. Like it doesn't really have an official name.
Just but you get a shot of what's inside of it, and it's just like a silhouette, like on a display screen. It's basically just a head and a torso, and then just a bunch of wires and shit. Like that's his life now. Is he exists in this machine, and he fights Mikazuki, and Mikazuki kills his ass, of course.
Barely.
And but the whole thing again was Galileo's scheming, because not only does he use this to make Gallarhorn look bad, look what they did. They turned this this poor guy into a horrible monster. I thought Gallarhorn was against, DLA Vignana's system, against whatever machine parting people, turning them into cyborgs, whatever. They're against that, I thought. And now here they are. Look at these hypocrites. I'm sick of Gallarhorn. Let's get them out of here. But also the technology that they develop in so doing that, he then uses in season 2 to interface with Bile. So
yeah,
it's all just his scheming. And again, that kind of makes him look smart. That's all pretty forward thinking. It's just
that's from season 1.
Yeah. That's all I can think of is, man, I got to get that mobile suit. Once he gets it, he's like, I don't remember the rest of my plan.
They built that up too, the Bile thing. And like I said earlier, it's like, oh, Bile sucks. And I say that because it's like they spent episodes building it up. And then when you finally see it, it's just like,
it's just a mobile suit.
It's just a regular Gundam and it has swords. I
was waiting for it to like one shot a battleship or something.
I was thinking it was going to have like some fucking powerful weapon or like, it doesn't have to be a big ass gun. It's like, Gundam Wing, you saw Epion had like a giant sword and was able to like slash up battleships and shit. That was cool.
Yeah, that was.
He just has plain old swords.
He's like quick. I mean, he fights Galileo to a standstill. He kills a bunch of people.
Yeah.
It's a cool enough looking mobile suit, I guess.
It was disappointing to me.
Yeah, no, it is for sure.
It's like the mobile armor thing too, actually.
Yeah, we've been avoiding that, I think, with good reason. I think that's the weakest part of the whole show, the mobile armor.
See, I liked it when it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, holy shit, the mobile armor! Like this is something we were talking about. They should have done earlier. They briefly mentioned something about mobile armors a few times.
Mm-hmm.
You never see one.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally you see one, and it's like this, holy shit, I understand why everything was so insane because they can't stop it.
When it first comes out, it's really exciting. That's one of the parts where that guy whose name I already forgot again because he sucks, but he turns up and he's like, McGillis, you're under arrest, you son of a bitch. And he's like, what are you doing? Get those mobile suits out of here. And then it like comes out and wipes his entire team. They're like, you got to get out of here, sir. We'll cover your retreat. And that happens like 2 or 3 times in the show. And it's like, why do his men respect him so much?
He keeps coming back for more. He's like, I have to kill it to avenge my men. And he can't. He cannot.
Like, that's compelling. But then there's several episodes where it's just on its way to Crise and they're just trying to stop it. And it's boring.
Well, I think it kind of runs out of steam. But like what I was getting at with that is like, after it was over, I felt like, is this gonna like come back later? Is there going to be like another mobile armor? Does McGillis have a mobile armor? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
because it kind of set it up like that. Like he was interested in his mobile armor. He's like, maybe I'll build mobile armor. Nothing ever comes from it again.
Once they had what were those things called? Slave something team. They fire the big metal rods. I thought
hate those fucking things.
Yeah, that's what I'm heading there next. That I thought they were going to be like, how do we combat this? I know, and then they were going to like drop a mobile armor out of a ship like in the middle of the battle, and it was going to like screw up the Ariandrod fleet or something. But no, that happens. It's just there's just in the middle of season 2, there's a big giant monster, and they fight it. And there's not really any character developments. Like the only development we get is the new mobile suit that has the rail gun, and then they only use it like twice more in the entire series. Like I don't understand. It's like a different writer did that whole part of the show or something.
Yeah, that was another thing too. Is like what's that guy's name who pilots it? I forgot his name.
Shinji.
There's a lot of characters in this show. Or
Shino. Sorry.
Shino, yeah. Oh man, he gets he's like, oh man, he's got a Gundam now. He's got a Ryuseigo Gundam and it's got rail cannons. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
And then he doesn't really get to do that much with it after that.
Yeah. Shino is the perfect example of, oh man, they could have done more with that. Basically all throughout season 2. I got especially so upset. They do some okay, do you want to talk about whatever the slave graze rod gun stuff, or do you want to talk about Shino? because we got to do one or the other. Or we can do the other one after all.
Well, we can segue from the stupid guns into him dying. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense actually. I fucking hate those stupid. They just fire big metal rods and it just like one shots everyone. It's not dramatic. It's like if it happened once or twice, that would be okay. But it's such. I guess that's the point.
It takes all the tension out of everything because
Yeah.
they're just going to get just after you see how it works, and he's like, and the show makes sure to let you know there's no defense against this shit.
Right.
You can't do anything. You're just screwed.
It's just
and that's
not
why
even,
they're like,
it's not even as exciting as a big laser.
No, I hate it. It's not like it's like a super weapon, but it's like not exciting. It's
Right.
it's not like the Libra space cannon or like the we're gonna drop a fucking colony or an asteroid.
A big wall of mirrors or whatever.
A big zom.
Yeah.
It's just
but it's so unsatisfying. It's so not interesting. The in-universe reason for why they don't just do that all the time doesn't make any sense.
No, they say it's like illegal, like it's a war crime to use them, but they never explain why.
No. It's just a massive projectile. And that's like saying, oh, bows and arrows are illegal. You can't use those.
Why? It was just rules.
I mean, sure, there's like, you can't use chemical weapons. I get it. But this is just a projectile.
Yeah, it's just a big rod. Like, I don't...
It's dumb. The whole thing's dumb. I hate it. Basically, I think the writers were like, we need a super weapon that'll make them lose. And it should have been a mobile armor or something.
Should have been a mobile armor. Or like, why couldn't like fucking turbos just got destroyed by like numbers? Just like a bunch of mobile suits and shit just shooting them down. I mean, they had
the whole area Androd fleet like blasts the Hammerhead or something like that. That makes sense.
Yeah, it kills off a lot of tension in the show. Those stupid things.
It does. It's a very, very unsatisfying conclusion to like the big final fight. I hate it.
Yeah,
and it's the reason Shino dies.
That's another reason why I hate that Rustle guy too. I don't like him either.
Yeah,
that gets into a whole other thing. We'll talk about I forgot his name again. All right.
Who? Shino?
Shino, yeah. Shino.
Okay, I can remember Shino, and you can remember the Gallarhorn guy.
I remember more of the Gallarhorn people.
Shino is bombastic and exciting and a fun character. I like him a lot. But in season 1, that's kind of it. He's one note. He's just like outrageous, and he names his grays after like anime bullshit and paints eyes on it and makes it like bright red. And everyone's like, man, Shino's a pretty cool guy. I can hang out with him. He's pretty cool. And then I feel like in season 1, they do this thing where he and Eugene are really close. And I wondered, like, are they going to make them gay? And then they don't. They clearly don't. They get away from that. I said, oh, okay, well, that would have been interesting, but they didn't do it. And then in season 2, they revisit that, but with, the younger kid, the blonde. What was his name?
I don't know. I don't remember his name, unfortunately.
Yamagi.
Yeah, Yamagi. There he is. I just found it.
Then they revisit it, and they clearly make Yamagi gay, and Shino is very clearly bisexual, and they only explore it after Shino dies. They talk about it once, and it's like, where was this the entire goddamn show, the entire season? Like, that's interesting. That's something Gundam hadn't done to that point, and you already have all these, like, you already have romance between fucking children. You might as well give something interesting like that. Like, that's so it's you know, there were supposedly like gay romances between soldiers in like Sparta, for instance. Like, that's always been like this interesting ancient military thing that they could have explored more in the show. And I know a lot of people be like, oh, get the liberal gay stuff out of my anime or whatever. But they clearly weren't doing it to tokenize characters. They were doing it because it was an interesting character development for Shino.
Yeah, it wasn't done like in an insulting manner.
Not at all. Like, it made sense. I suspected Shino to be gay from like season 10 or from episode 10 or so. And then it turned out he was bisexual, clearly. And then, oh, never mind, he's dead. Stupid. I wonder if maybe there isn't more of it in the manga or something.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. They've developed some outside of the anime, like stuff that continues the story in different ways. Like I guess they've developed some stuff about the Calamity War, which is something I wish was explored more that they didn't do.
Mm. It might
Like,
be interesting, but it doesn't seem necessary. It's just all we need to know is most of mankind got fucked up hundreds of years ago, and now there's Gundams, and we live on Mars sometimes.
see, I think they could even do like a mini series about it or something if they wanted.
Maybe.
They
I'd be
wanted
down
to.
for that. I'd check it out.
But that's something else about this show that kind of bugs me a little bit is how they bring up things and then they like don't really explore it anymore. Like this is one example that bothered me a lot from the first season was when they're going to Earth and they're talking about like Mikazuki's name means like the moon, the crescent moon or something. And
Right.
they're like, "Can we see the moon?" And somebody tells them like, "Well, the moon was like almost destroyed. It was fucked up in the Calamity War." He's like, "It's still there though, so we can see it." Well, you know what? We go to Earth and you see the moon, but you don't really see how it's fucked up at all.
Yeah.
There's no scene where they go, "Is that the moon?" And you see it, and it's like just like a potato or something. Now, no, there's none of that. It's
I understand what you're saying and I hear it, but I think we disagree on this. That's my favorite kind of world building is where they just say something as fact and they don't have to like turn toward the camera and say, "Well, you see what happened is there was this mobile armor fight on the moon and the Ahab reactor did a thing and then
I'm not saying they have to explain it. You can't place something there and then not show it.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't do that.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, where's the fucked up moon? We don't see it.
Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying then.
The Calamity War is a different story. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Like they could have even did like they got away from this. Remember when they used to do recap episodes and shit?
Yeah.
And that stopped. Like I think Seed was probably the last one that really did that. I noticed after watching.
In the age of streaming, like
yeah, it's different now, but like they could have done like an episode where like remember how in like Gundam Wing there was like an episode where it's like it was a recap, but it was also Trey's like explaining a bunch of shit that was going on. And he was kind of like laying his plans out.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I remember that. I think G Gundam had something like that happen too. I think.
Yeah, I think so. But that's what made it more interesting than just being a recap episode because he was like it was setting things up.
Yeah, there's still stakes.
They show you Epion at the end. You're like, what the fuck is that? Like, we don't know yet. Like, why couldn't we get an episode of McGillis talking about the Calamity War and that kaiju guy or Kairu, that was his name, that he like worships and he reads about all the time? And
I admit I wanted to know more about what was going on there.
The illegal weapons stuff. They don't.
He kept saying
that.
like he's in the machine, like he's in Bile. Like, is it like an Ein situation? Because they have the Alea Vignana like Ein version, and it's implied that they just tore the Ein system out of the Grey's Ein and put it in the Chimaris. And he's always like, "Okay, Ein, let's do this." And it's never like Ein talks back to him, but it's kind of implied that his consciousness is stuck in the Gundam Vidar / Chimaris now. And is it the same way with Bile? Like, has that guy just been there for 300 years? His consciousness floating around in this machine? That's really interesting. I want to know more about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure because like I took it in the metaphorical sense.
Yeah, no,
like,
I think you're supposed to, but
like that was his mobile suit. It's him. It's like him incarnate, like thing. And then like the mobile armors again, that was something we saw one, but we only saw one, and then it kind of just ended in a deflating way. It's not perfect. What is?
We haven't discussed two of the most important characters the entire show, and honestly, at least both of them, I think, are going to be
Delia and friggin'
Atra.
Atra,
yeah, 100%. Who first?
I guess Atra because she's less important. I think.
I really because Atra's important in both seasons. Cadelia is really only important in season 1. She's in season 2, but it's a waste of time.
I guess. I think she's more important for a shorter period of time.
That's true. No, that makes sense because she's the most important part of season 1, pretty much.
Yeah, it all revolves around getting her to Earth and like.
Let's talk about Atra, who is a child.
Yeah. Mikazuki's a child too, though.
I know. How old is
back in the
Atra in the
day,
show? Does she have a canonical age?
that's the thing is, I think she's like the same age as Mikazuki, who's supposed to be 15 or something.
Okay.
But she does not look 15. She
I was
looks
going
like
to say,
she's
she looks like 11 or 12
11.
or something. Well, she acts older than that, and I'm sure she is, but her design is very diminutive. She's short and like, girlishly cute or whatever. She looks like a child.
She looks like a little anime girl.
She's the cook. She volunteers to go with them to be their cook, and she's in love with Mikazuki. For some reason, I have no fucking clue why, because he has no personality.
Because he's cool.
I guess.
He
I just
chokes guys out in a cornfield.
I mean, the very few moments in the entire show when he has a personality, when he has any development, do involve Atra, because he's like, oh, my right arm doesn't work anymore, but my left arm does, and I think it's because of the bracelet you gave me. Like, that's cute and interesting. It's something interesting happens regarding Mikazuki's character, because it is cool at the end of season 1, like Barbatos strokes out part of his brain and part of his body stops working, and then it happens again later.
He's literally having strokes.
Yeah, no, it's like fucking him up. Like, there are serious repercussions to what he's doing in Barbatos. And I like that a lot. It gives extra weight. But we're talking about Atra. But she's in love with him. And in season 1, there's the whole thing where they meet Naze and the Turbans, and she's like, oh, he's got several wives. So Kudelia and I could both be wives to Mikazuki because we're both in love with him. And for some reason that makes her happy, and she just stops worrying about it.
Yeah, it's like at first she saw Kudelia as like, oh no, she's taking him from me. Like, I haven't even gotten started yet. Like, and then she comes to that conclusion after that. So,
I mean, it kind of makes sense because Mikazuki falls for Kudelia. Like, they're standing looking out at the stars at one time, and he kisses her, and she's like, oh my God, why'd you do that? Oh, I'm blushing. And he's sad. Like, you looked cute. I wanted to kiss you. And he's like, I'm sorry, I have severe autism and I don't understand interpersonal relationships. He doesn't say that, he implies it.
He's an Alpha Chad autistic Gundam pilot.
Man, I love Mikazuki. Like, he's such a stupid character, but it's stuff like that that's interesting. Like, he could have just been a machine. He could have just been, Orga's dog. Hey, go kill that. He could have killed him. And he is that for 90% of the show. But it's that other 10% that's like, what's going on here?
There's something going on underneath all that.
But yeah, she decides, oh, we can both be in love with him. No big deal. And Kudelia is kind of just like, she obviously cares for Mikazuki because he's an anime protagonist, I guess. That's the only reason I can think of. Oh, he's the main character and he drives the big mean robot. He's so great. I love him. Why?
Because he choked out that guy in the cornfield. Said, hey, it's Chocolate Man.
I guess.
She was there for that. She saw it.
Yeah. Oh, we glossed over one of my favorite parts of the show, though, is when McGillis is wearing his stupid Char mask and he comes on board the Isaribi and he's with Orga and they're walking down the hallway and they meet Mikazuki and he goes, hey, what's Chocolate Man doing here?
And they're like, what?
What the hell? And everyone realizes who he is. And it's just because Mikazuki has, again, like I keep saying autism. It's not a joke. I'm not saying it because it's a stupid internet joke. I think Mikazuki's character genuinely has like
something
wrong. Autism. I really think that's how he's written. I think it's on purpose. But yeah, he just recognizes Miguel's. But I don't understand why Kudelia and Atra would fall for him. And it's not like, why not me, anime waifu? It's not that. It's just all these other characters are characters, and Mikazuki is a robot.
He's he's more machine than man.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, toward the end of the show, he literally cannot function unless he's hooked up to a machine.
That's true. He has to like stay hooked up to the Barbatos.
Or else his limbs and eyes don't work.
He's like, I can see just fine when I'm in the Barbatos. I don't care.
But yeah, but then what happens between Atra and Mikazuki in season 2?
They're having a conversation and like he's hanging out around the Barbatos because that's what he does usually now.
What's the only way that he can have his body function?
Yeah, and she like sees him, and then she's like, "Do you want to have a baby?" Like more or less is what that conversation is, and he's like, "Huh, sure, why not?"
And that's the end of an episode too.
Yeah, and it's like it. I guess they did it, and then later they confirm, "Oh, yeah, they did." So,
Yeah, and it's not like it's like a forgotten conversation. Then they talk about it with other characters.
they do, and then like there's a payoff. You see the payoff of it,
And then there's a child. Like it worked.
and it wasn't done like it wasn't like goddamn TV shows now where they got to show you the actor or anything. You don't see anything.
No, yeah, I wouldn't want to. They're both children.
I wouldn't want to either.
But I'm not going to say it was done poorly. It's I don't know, it's very jarring and strange, unexpected. It's just the fact that they're children. It's the same thing with McGillis and Almaria. It's like, oh, it's a child. Well, but in this case, they're both children. I don't know.
Well, 15-year-olds 100+ years ago were just fucking each other. And
I know. I get it.
It's child labor. It's just came back around.
This is Mobile Suit Gundam. It's an anime that came out in the 2010s. Like it's not Game of Thrones, which I've never seen. I don't know. But
it's kind of Game of Thrones.
I don't know, but they are children in our eyes, and that's kind of unfair. Like there's a lot of stuff that people talk in anthropology about when you're looking at if you're looking at a book that was written in the 1600s, you can't judge it based on our sensibilities. Yeah. And unfortunately, back then it made sense to kill that guy. It made sense to marry that girl. It made sense to do these things. There were different societal norms, different taboos. But this is a fiction written in the 2010s about a fictional future. That was a conscious decision by the artist, by the author, to include this. And that's what makes it weird.
Makes it a little weird. It's not really offensive necessarily, but it's a little give you odd feelings.
Yeah, it's odd. But I mean, here we are discussing it. Like that's what it's for. It's there to be not compelling, provocative, I guess. I
mean, maybe it was just maybe it was mostly innocent. And it's like I'm saying, it's like this thing where it's like, look, we've come full circle now. Like we're all out in space and everything, and there's slaves again, and there's fucking child labor and shit. And
maybe the thing that what I keep thinking, and I hope this isn't the case because this would make it wrong, I think, is they wanted at the end of the show to show Mikazuki had a child. They said, I want to show at the end that there is a child with Mikazuki and presumably, Atra or Cadelia. And then they worked backwards. But then they also wanted Mikazuki to die at the end. But he's 15 years old. So then they wrote all that other stuff to compensate for what they wanted to happen at the end. But I don't know. It's still interesting. And in their defense, they set the groundwork for that pretty early on. Like, it doesn't just come out of left field that Atra's like, hey, let's have a child. She discusses it and thinks about it to herself for several episodes. She falls for Mikazuki from the beginning of the show.
Yep.
So, I mean, good on them for, I was talking earlier with, Akihiro and his brother. They spring that on you all at once. They slow baked this as slow as they could.
Yeah.
And again, good on them for not showing I don't even think they even kiss in the show once.
You don't see it. No.
So, okay, whatever. They get it. They're children. We shouldn't have to see that. But it's still unnerving. It's still weird. And I still, like you said, it gives you a weird feeling.
Yep. This show does that a little bit sometimes. Some of these shows do that a little bit. There's some of that in Seed, actually, which I've just watched.
Huh. No, I still haven't seen Seed. But I mean, that's good. Like, it can't all just be like big, dumb, stupid G Gundam nonsense. Like, I do want.
It should be, though.
Should it? Like, that's the nice thing about Gundam. Like, obviously, we like Gundam so much that we're spinning it off into its own show here. But that's what's compelling about Gundam is Gundam has a kind of formula that you can't apply to all this other stuff.
You can do all kinds of things with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you take something like G-Quux and put it next to 8th MS Team and you say, hey, these are from the same meta series, people are going to call you crazy.
They will, yeah. You show them G Gundam. Look, it's
Yeah.
been 30 plus years. Like, give me something dumb again.
It's time for something dumb. I agree, actually. Like everything's been like, especially since Unicorn, everything's been like stone cold serious.
Yeah, it kind of has, and nothing's really been like. Unless you want to talk about build fighters, but I don't know.
That doesn't count. But again,
Yeah,
that's the strength of Gundam as a franchise. Is Gundam. And people think Gundam, oh, it's just giant robots. No, there are many giant robot shows, and I like a lot of them too. Gundam is different. It's got to have like mystical space bullshit. It's got to have a Char. It's got to have colonies.
work. Yeah,
it's got to have like
questions.
Humanity ending event. I don't know. There's a few other elements you gotta get in there. What else do you want to talk about with Iron Blooded Orphans? We've hit most of my bullet points. We didn't talk about Biscuit a whole lot. I don't know if you want to.
Didn't talk about Biscuit or Fumiton, actually.
Oh, I barely care about Fumiton.
That was such a big event, though.
I know, but it's just, she's basically just a nanny. And then you find out, oh, maybe she's a spy. And then you find out she is a spy. And then she dies.
Well, that's their fault.
Well, I hate, again, it's that same thing with Akihiro's brother. You find out she's a spy. And then less than one full episode later, she sacrifices her life to save Kudelia, to redeem her character. And then, of course, she's like, oh, Fumiton, you do care about me. Why didn't they leave it hanging for a while? Why didn't she go hang out with McGillis and be conflicted? Why didn't she I shouldn't have done this. I betrayed Kudelia. I hate myself. And then I don't know. It's so rushed. It's so lazy. And the same thing happens with Biscuit. Everything's great. Everyone's friendly. Biscuit's a great character. And then he and Orga have an argument in one episode. And then literally in the next episode, he dies. He's like, Biscuit tells Orga, if you're going to keep fighting, if you're going to go to Canada and get in all these fights, it's a weird sentence, but that's what they do. If you're going to go to Canada and get all these fights, I'm going to leave Tekkadan. When we get done, I'm out because I think that you're making the wrong choice. And no one else questions Orga on this. No one else is like, I don't know if you're doing the right thing, or at least they don't straight up say it. A few characters like Shino and Eugene will question him a little bit sometimes, but not like Biscuit. And so he's like, I'm going to quit. And Orga's like, fine, but we're having a big fight and I'm angry. And he goes off on a beach and then Mikitsuki finds him and he says, hey, the orbital defense motherfuckers, who I can't remember the name of their fleet, but it's Carta Issues people. They're coming to attack us. Orga said he needs you. And then in that fight, Biscuit dies.
Yep.
Come on. Could have been several episodes where Biscuit's like, I'm definitely leaving after we get done with this. And everyone's upset about it, or they're trying to talk him out of it, or he and Orga come to terms on it. Oh, you could even do the lame, lazy, fictional thing where one of them saves the other's life or something happens. But no, they introduce this interesting story thing and then wrap it up immediately.
Yeah, he could have even died during the Edmonton battle,
Yeah. Well, then you don't get they needed an important character to die on that Pacific island because then all the kids are going to be all gloomy and revenge driven when they get to snowy Canada, because that becomes the new arc. That's why I said her name earlier. Their liaison with Tewa's lady something.
Miss something.
I said it earlier. Why do I not remember? There's too many characters in this show.
There's a lot of characters in this show.
But yeah, she gets all upset with him. Miss Maribit. I kept wanting to say Mirabelle for some reason. Yeah, she's voiced by
Nina Purpleton.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was going to say.
That's Nina Purpleton. I recognize that voice.
And then in season 2, they ran out of stuff for her to do, so she gets in a relationship with the mechanic who has no character development at all.
Old man.
Old man.
Is old man.
OG-san.
OG.
But He's basically just an exposition machine. He's the closest thing we get to when something happens. People walk out of the scene, and then he's mysteriously standing behind someone, and he explains
Hey,
what's happening.
what's up?
That's fine. He's a fine character, and he serves a purpose. Something else we didn't talk about is all the losers they introduced in season 2.
Oh yeah.
Like Hush decides that he wants to be Mikazuki, and they don't really do a whole lot with it. And then the one character's name is Zach, and he's a coward.
Yeah, I was like, God, put my namesake on this guy. He's like a coward. Okay.
And then there's the big guy who doesn't talk much. Dane.
And then he's
Dane
like,
is his name.
and then he's like, I'm a fucking war criminal or some shit.
Yeah, that was interesting. Come on, let's do something with that. And he just does it in like the third to last episode, and then they don't visit it again.
He's like, what? I want to know more about this guy.
At the beginning of season 2, they're like, look at all these new characters. Do you like them? Tough shit. And then they move on.
Oh, man.
Too many characters in this show. Too many.
Might be a negative.
I'm looking at my my list of characters. I think that means we did it all. We didn't talk about Cordelia at length.
Not yet.
The Maiden of Revolution. That may be where we close up. Oh, we didn't talk about Naze and the Turbans much. We didn't talk about anyone else.
The best character, yeah.
And the best character. Didn't talk about Amida, Lofter, Ozzy.
Ozzy, that's her name. I could not remember her name for the life.
I had to write it down.
Well, she's like
my notes for Ozzy are literally, do they even say her name? Question mark. White hair, silent Harukin pilot.
she talks occasionally.
Yeah.
And she's like the serious one.
Right. Like Lofter's bubbly and bombastic, and Ozzy's stoic. And
then Amida is like serious, but also like a huge flirt. I don't know.
Yeah, she
she
also has a bit of that bad bitch energy.
She does, yeah.
She uses
they
it
show
good.
you her. They show you her backstory. I'm like, this is cool. I want more of this. And then
right,
she fucking dies.
They show you her backstory in the episode she dies in. I'm pretty sure.
Like, well, I needed to be shown this earlier.
Honestly, they are all more interesting than Naze, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you could say they could have done something else with him too. You know?
Naze's just an archetype. He's not a character. He's just a cool guy. That's it.
Cool. That's why I said he's the best character, because he's cool.
I mean, I like Naze a lot, but for all the dumb, stupid, obvious reasons everyone else likes him. Oh, yeah, he's such a pimp. Oh.
Well, I'll pimp on a ship.
But the Turbans are all interesting, but I mean, honestly, I don't have a lot to say about almost any of them.
Outside of Lofter, not really.
Yeah, Lofter is the only character that gets a lot of development, and we already talked about what they do with that.
Yeah, they shoot her in a fucking store.
I mean, it sounds like we hate the show.
There's things about it that I like, and there's things they do where I go, why?
Yeah, but I mean, do you have much to say about the Turbans? I do like them. They add a lot to the show. Honestly, the best thing about them is Lofter and Ozzy get to say things to Tekkadan, and Tekkadan gets to say things back to them. Like, it necessitates conversations to happen during combat.
It's that, and like the stuff with Naze and Orga, where like
whenever they're brothers, they have a bunch of really meaningful conversations that actually like do move the plot along and are important. Like, I do like that.
I like that stuff.
Other than that, all I've got is Noblest Gordon, who is that rich guy who finances Cordelia in season 1, and then in season 2 betrays them, and then gets shot in a bathroom stall by what's his name? One of the Tekkadan children. The young guy. He was like
one of the good kids too.
Yeah, he was like one of the good ones, and it just like assassinates him in a bathroom in the epilogue. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Got revenge. Him and like. Doesn't Cordelia's father sets her up to get like...
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. They don't talk about her parents anymore after like the first half of season 1.
They don't really explore that either much after it happens. Like, her dad just stops being a plot element.
Yeah. Like, they never even share the screen together. It's always just a phone conversation.
Yeah, it's on the phone, or like, I read this message from my father. He's emailing me.
I don't know. I guess there's not a whole. I mean, honestly, talking about him is just kind of talking about Cadelia, I guess. And then the only other character I have is Makanai, the guy with the big beard that they get elected as president or whatever.
President of Canada, yeah.
Yeah, what president of that economic?
This Japanese man is president of Canada.
I like Makanai as a character because he's the perfect politician. He's like, he acts kind and is compassionate and helps them and gives them good advice and, you know, is helpful generally. But then also he's like, you know, they're like children are being killed. And he's like, no, this makes sense. That's fine. Hey, can we get a move on though? Miss Maribet's like, this is terrible. And I think he says, I see no problem here. Man, it's cold. I'm going inside.
Yeah.
That's really good writing for him because he's a likable character. He's a nice old man, and then you see that side of him, and then he has a few conversations with like that bald guy who's supposed to go ahead of him and help, like, you know, pump his name up in the Senate or whatever. And you see, oh no, he's like a scheming politician. Definitely, it's just, you know, he's a nice one. He's one who has aspirations that we like. Free Mars. Get rid of slavery. Yeah, but yeah, I just, you know, there's not a huge conversation to be had about Makanai, but I find him interesting enough to bring up.
Yeah, I liked him too. He was cool. He was a fun old man character.
Yep. All right, Cadelia is all that's left.
Well, I mean, like I was saying earlier, she's like central to the plot of the first season.
Yeah, she is the plot of the first season. She's basically the MacGuffin.
Yeah, she is the MacGuffin. They have her. They already have her. It's just they got to take her somewhere.
Yep, they got to keep her.
Yeah. And she, like, her character develops over the course of the season.
She has some of the most development in the entire show, I think.
She's like, I can't do anything. I wish I could do something. And she even gets in trouble with the guys in Tekken sometimes because she's like, I feel bad that all you're dying for. And Mikazuki just tells her, like, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
You're insulting us by doing that.
Yeah, honestly, what they step all over it. But one of the best scenes in the entire show is that it's like season 2 or 3 or something. I think it might be episode 1. I said season. Episode 1 or 2 or 3. She gets on the base at CGC, and Origa says, Mikazuki, why don't you show Cadelia around? We're going to talk business with Fumiton, or whatever they're doing. And she wants to shake his hand. And he says, I can't shake your hand. My hands are dirty. And he shows her, and he's got like oil or something on his hand. And that's perfect. That already shows like where they are socioeconomically. Like, she is like, you know, her hands are clean, his hands are dirty. That's perfect. But then they explain it. They explain, oh, his hands are so dirty that they can't even, like, they're from different social classes. No, you should have just left that lie, because that's interesting. Because then they echo that later and they talk about it again. And that's, again, to throw this around, that also is kind of one of the theses of the show, at least it's season 1. And it's the crux of all of her character development. Because at the beginning, she talks about in season 2, the reason I chose you is I thought, oh, I'll hang out with people my own age, because, you know, Tekkadan is child soldiers. And I'll see, I can't remember how she puts it, but basically, like, you know, the strife of the lower class. I'll see human debris and child soldiers and stuff, and it'll help me understand why I'm trying to free Mars, because she has a noble ambition. Like, she's not evil or anything. She's very, very, very well-meaning, but to the point of like absurd ignorance. And she realizes that very early on. She's in over her head, and she has no idea how the real world works, especially their world. Because, like, there's one thing to be said about, there's that Prince and the Pauper thing where someone who's rich doesn't know how things operate. And so, like, ask a rich person how much is a loaf of bread, and they'll be like, oh, I don't know, $60. They have no fucking clue. Yeah. But this is that to the next possible degree. This is that she's with child soldiers. Like, could it be any more diametrically opposed to the way that her world runs? And that's all of her development, like you were saying.
Yeah. some of that stuff with Fumiton later, which they do like right before she fucking dies, where they show flashbacks when she's watching her as a child and stuff, taking her into like Mars shanty towns and shit, where there's like a bunch of homeless people, and they're like, here, she's like giving somebody food, and then it causes a whole mob to get her.
Yep.
She didn't know how all that was going to work, and Fumiton's like, I hate you because you're so naive. Driving that home further.
That's the point. She's just well-meaning and ignorant, like cartoonishly well-meaning and ignorant.
Yeah, I guess so, really.
I mean, that makes her endearing, though. Like, I say that, and it sounds like I'm going to be like, and she fucking sucks. I hate this character. But no, she is nice. That's I won't say it's like a total Gundam archetype, but it is something that comes up in a lot of the series. Is like a woman who like drives change or something like that.
Miss Relina Peacecraft.
Yeah. But I do like her character, and she develops well. It's kind of hard to say too much about her without getting into like the nitty gritty of what they don't even show you so much. It's just kind of she gets to Earth and teams up with Makanai, and then a bunch of stuff happens off the screen. They just kind of figure it out.
Because we time skip a little bit after the end of season 1.
And then, like I was saying, in season 2, she is worthless. She contributes nothing to season 2. And I think she's only in it because she's a popular character.
Yeah, because it's like she doesn't really have anything to do anymore.
No. There's no reason for her to have anything to do. She succeeded. Her story's done.
She made her mining company. She made her school.
Yeah, the Fumiton school or whatever.
Yeah. And then, like, at the end of season 2, it's like, well, I dealt with this Rustle guy, even though he was a prick, and then we, like, did everything. We did everything we set out to do. Yeah, it's... Like, on one hand, I hate that character because it just seemed like he had answers for everything, and he knew exactly what was going on the entire time.
Yeah.
And it was like one of those guys, I guess. But
it is fun. You see her, like, chief of security is Eugene, I think. It's one of them.
It's Eugene, yeah.
We didn't talk about Eugene much. I like him a lot. He's basically like the helmsman. He's kind of the first mate of the whole thing.
I like Eugene a lot, too. It's funny because he's just like... He's like one of those guys that's like, he's friends with everybody, but he feels like he could run the show better or something. But in reality, he's like, he's also like, looks at Orga like, man, I could do a better job than him, but God damn it, I respect that guy.
Sort of, yeah. The conversations they have are good. Like I said it earlier, he's kind of the one to question Orga in a lot of interesting places. He's one of the first people, I think, to say, why don't we just give McGillis to the Ariandrod? Why don't we just like hand him over? Fuck this.
Sometimes he just does it out of spite, though. He'll just like automatically question any decision he like comes to at first.
But then that makes him an interesting character. He's got layers. He's got stuff going on.
Yeah, but then there's like times where he does it very seriously. He's like, no, I think this is a better idea. We should do this. And then sometimes he comes up with a plan and they let him do it.
That's
like, I like that thing they do with him where he like pilots two ships at the same time.
Yeah, using like the Alea Vignana thing. With the ship. That's cool. That's interesting.
That's something about this show, by the way, I should give props to, is they made the ship combat interesting in this.
Yeah, they did. The big fight where they're fighting the pirates in season 2 is some of the most interesting space combat in all of Gundam, in my opinion.
Yeah. Most of that involved like tricks they were doing with the ships.
And also introduced this thing where the battle has been going on for a very long time. I like that a lot because mobile suits have to return and get resupplied. And they're like getting a meal real quick. You don't see that in other Gundams. I like that a lot. Like Atra has to turn up with sandwiches and she's giving them to the pilots and stuff. I like that because it shows they've been fighting for a long time. This is really hard work. Like, I don't know. It's more interesting than a fight that lasts, a minute and 40 seconds and two guys yell at each other for a while.
Yeah, they do that different times too. It's like they'll be fighting. They're like, "Oh, I'm out of propellant. I can't fucking chase them." And
right.
I gotta go home.
It's interesting. All right. That's my entire list of characters I wanted to discuss and why I wanted to discuss them.
I went over everything I wrote down. So,
what's your favorite mobile suit in Iron Blooded Orphans?
Probably the
Is it the
Vidar.
Vidar or is it the
Yeah,
Barbatos?
it's probably the Vidar.
Vidar is pretty cool. I even like that the head is two-tone. It's black and dark blue. That's cool. It's cool as hell.
I like that. It just looks mean. It's mean looking. I like it.
I like both of the I like the Vidar a lot. I like the Barbatos a lot. The Gujin's
Yeah.
pretty cool. The Haryukins are cool, and I really like the Gray's Ritter. And specifically, that's the version that Carta Issue and her goons all used. It was teal with a red stripe, an extra long sword, and hers had the Roman style crest on it, like the tall geese.
Yeah.
That's cool as shit. I like that a lot.
Those are cool. I like that one McGillis had that had like the horns, and he
Oh
had
yeah, the
like
Gray's Custom, I guess it was just called or something.
it's well no like remember when he came up with that whole other persona and he had like the mask and shit and he would come out
Oh
in
yeah,
that
it was
red
different,
mobile
wasn't
suit.
it? What was that thing?
I don't remember the name of it because they never. Well, he calls it by name one time. He gives it to his subordinate in season 2. He's like,
Yeah,
"This is yours now." And that when he uses it, he has like a giant fucking sword.
that's
It's
right.
like a.
I've been shopping for Gunpla for Ironblood Orphans. I don't remember seeing it.
There's a kit for it.
Okay.
I don't remember what the name of it is. It's got some
Yeah.
kind of crazy long name actually.
Yeah, fair enough. There's also I liked the version of the Greys for the Ariandrod fleet. That's a hard word to say. It had the great big tower shield. Those things are cool too. And then like the glaive. There is a mobile
Mhm.
suit for that, but it's exclusive to P Bandai, and they've only made it like twice, and it is currently not in print. So
Maybe they'll do it again.
maybe. I don't know. What other superficial things can we say? Oh, it's a cool ship. Isaribi, I don't care. Whatever. Who cares? I think that's it. I think we're ready to wrap it up. I mean, normally it would be like, hey, do you recommend Iron? I recommend Ironblood Orphans emphatically, especially like it. Honestly, to anyone, if you're a Gundam fan, it's a must watch. If you're Gundam curious, great place to start. If you're an anime fan, absolutely must watch. If you're just a fan of like interesting speculative sci-fi fiction, it's great.
Yeah, it's overall pretty good. Even if we spent maybe as much time talking it up as complaining about it.
Yeah, it's just that I'm passionate about it because how attached I've grown to it. I like it a lot. Like not only
Yeah,
do I like the show a whole lot, but like the cards came out with the Iron Blooded Orphans cards. I really attached to them right now. I like them a lot. Like it's just kind of Iron Blooded Orphans time because like I said it's 10-year anniversary and we did that Gunpla swap and you got for me the Barbatos Lupus, I think it
Lupus
is.
Rex.
Oh, it is the Rex. Okay, so it's gonna have a tail.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm gonna start building that probably this weekend, honestly.
All right.
And speaking of things I'm gonna do in the future, we want to do more Big Zam. If hypothetically speaking, you're listening or watching this, if you have a recommendation of something you want us to discuss Gundam specific, let me know. But honestly, I think in the very near future, we got to talk about G-Quux.
Yeah, I think that's probably what we're going to do next.
Because I have a
We'll
lot to
finish
say
watching
about
it.
G-Quux. Honestly, for the good to bad balance for Iron Blood Orphans, it's very similar with G-Quux. Because there's a lot of stuff in G-Quux I was like, why did they do this? But there's a lot of stuff in G-Quux I was like, I'm in fucking love with this. It's great.
Yeah, there's even some things where like, why the hell did they do it this way this whole time? And like by the time you finish it, you're like, I guess I kind of get it now.
Sure, yeah. I learned a little bit about myself as a Gundam fan while watching G-Quux, that's for sure.
I'm curious about that.
Yeah, but I mean that's your tease for the next Big Zam in the little podcast. Honestly, are we married to that name? I like it a lot, but it seems too insider Gundam knowledge.
I guess, but you know, we're talking about a series that half of it you can't really. You have to be a fan to even understand it. So
Just like G-Quux.
yeah, just like G-Quux, just like Universal Century, you're just fucked if you're not into it.
At least the Big Zam is going to be in G-Quux. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was mass produced.
All right. Well, I'm going to sign us out. This is the first time we've done Big Zam as a solo, but like I said, we have all that other stuff too. I'm going to try to like package it up. I guess I'll divorce it from post credit scene and we'll do it as its own kind of thing. And then maybe we'll be famous Gundam YouTubers one day. Is there any other Gundam stuff you want to discuss besides the shows? Because obviously, I know you're watching more of the shows. I'm watching more of the shows. We'll probably get to discuss them at some point. But I mean, we don't really have a home to talk about Gundam Assemble, Gundam the card game. Anything else you want to say that's interesting going on right now?
No, yeah, this could kind of be a catch-all for everything. I'm looking
Gunpla?
forward to that next. Yeah, I'm building Gunpla. I have a backlog now. It's probably the biggest it's ever been in my life at this point. I've got several kits I have to build. I'm starting off of this exchange we did with another friend, and I'm building a high-grade Unicorn Destroy mode.
Destroy mode, even. All right, cool.
Yeah. And I got some of the assemble stuff. So now I got to like paint those at some point.
Yeah, it took me longer than I thought it would to paint the gun cannon because I was like, oh, he's all red. It won't take long. But I kept being like, I want to do this right. So I went and got all my very tiny mini brushes and I painted the visor and I painted like all the little panels. You can't even see them because of the stance he's in. Like all the little panels that are yellow down there, can't even see them. Painted them though.
It's what you got to do.
I wonder how Gundam Assemble is going to go because we still don't have rules for it.
Yeah, I got my boxes and I checked very thoroughly for like a rule book or something in there, and there's not. Yeah,
Gundam has said don't expect rules until early next year. It looks like February.
And then they announced like, hey, we're doing 2 more sets, and they showed us the G-Clux and the IBO sets.
They're on pre-order still right now on P Bandai, but they don't ship until like June.
It's still pretty far out.
Yeah, but they also come with 6 cards for the card game with unique art each one. And I was thinking about getting the IBO one. I kind of want it. Like it comes with some cool stuff, but one of them is 3 little mobile workers. And I was like, oh, it's fun. I want to paint that.
Yeah, I saw the mobile workers. Like, oh, that's cool. I'm kind of torn on which one I want to get. Maybe I'll get the G-Clux.
I like G-Clux a lot, and I did grow to like this. This is more something we should talk about on that episode, I guess. I won't talk about my love-hate for the design in it just yet.
Okay. Other than that, I'm looking forward to that next set of stuff to come out for the card game soon. You know, in a little over a week, I think.
I have a booster box pre-ordered. I am excited.
Good Lord.
Yeah. It's MSRP too. They did not mark it up a single dollar.
So how much is it MSRP? I don't know.
$130.
Oh man.
I mean, honestly, like think about it this way: a new video game is $70 now. How much more?
No, I was omaning myself because me and my other friend we paid $200 for a box.
You're paying more of a market price situation. Like if you cannot find a box of set 1 for $130, that's impossible.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. We split it though, so we're not like it's not like one of us paid $200.
And you both got a lot of good stuff out of it.
We did. That helped a lot. So I'm pretty much. It's to the point where it's like I think I got everything I want out of this set now. I'm just missing like a Dozel. I need those.
Yeah, I got 2 of them. If you're interested in more Gundam card game talk, we discuss it frequently on Big Trouble in Little Podcast. Honestly, if you found this not through that would be surprising. But just in case, we do another show with 2 other guys. We rank movies. It's a good old time. But we also talk about cards a lot. One of the hosts he competes nationally in Pokemon and Lorgana, so he's the big card guy. But Zach and I play Gundam, of course, because we're big Gundam nerds. Also, check out Big Trouble Rips. That's my show on YouTube where I open cards, and I open a lot of Gundam. Like basically all the Gundam I can lay my hands on, but I'm not always able to find it. So I open a lot of Pokemon and stuff too. But yeah, I think I'm ready to sign us off. It's almost been 2 hours, and that sounds like normal. But normally we talk about a movie for an hour, and then we do post credit scene. There was no post credits. This was all Iron Blooded Orphans.
Well, we talked about a whole TV show like condensed.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I know as soon as we sign off, I'm going to think about something worth talking about from Iron Blooded Orphans. But whatever, here we go. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Like I said, check out our other stuff. I don't know if this is going to have its own channel or not, but if it does, subscribe to that. I think it will. I think it probably will. So subscribe to wherever you're listening to this, and there's more coming. Like I said, G-Clux, and then, I don't know, let me know. He's watching After War X. I'm watching Turn A Gundam. It could be anything. Oh, I gotta watch Requiem for Vengeance. I'm gonna start that soon. So maybe that. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. What's a Gundam like sign off?
Mission accomplished.
That's not very Gundam specific.
Somebody says, I thought Hero says it one time.
Okay, mission accomplished then. See you.